Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody here. I'm Cara Zanella, I'm Director of Communication for the Gateway School Districts, and we are very, very excited to be here today with Highmark Foundation. Highmark was able to provide us with a grant of $10,000, which is going to help benefit every employee and every student in the district, along with visitors that come into the district. We're able to start the greening of Gateway, which is much in line with the gator, which is green, which we're very proud of. When Dr. Zetty got here, one of her major initiatives was to try to take the chemicals and toxins that we had in the air, try to evaluate the district, see what current state of affairs that we had with regards to people's health, and then try to improve that. And we've made grand strides, but certainly with Highmark Foundation, they have allowed us to step beyond what we thought we were able to do and help us with the purchase of some green cleaning agents, which you see up here, and we will be replacing the toxic agents, which will be beneficial not only to our students and our staff, but also custodians and those folks that use this on a daily basis. So with that, I'd like to turn this over to Dr. Zetty. She's Superintendent of Schools for Gateway School District. She's going to tell you a little bit about our initiatives at Gateway and how we got to be green, not just gator green. So, Dr. Zetty.
Thank you, Cara. The grant that Highmark offered was very timely because, as Cara mentioned, last year we decided to actually walk through each of our buildings with Andrew Ellsworth. Andrew was from Healthy Schools, now the Green School Alliance. Andrew took us through each of our buildings, and as we walked through, we looked at areas in the building that we could improve the environmental health, both for our staff and for our students. So we did a number of things, one of which was looked at carpeting. Carpets hold a lot of dust mites, which trigger allergies and asthma, and so any place that we could remove carpeting and replace with tile, we did, and we'll continue to do that as the years progress. That's a very expensive endeavor. We looked at just cleaning. You know, we tend to collect a lot of junk in education, so we looked at what can we just get rid of because everything that's sitting around, again, collects dust and triggers asthma and allergies. So that was another initiative. We actually went in and looked at the ingredients on a whiteboard cleaner because the chemicals within whiteboard cleaner, some of them are toxic, and so when you've got students and staff spraying that throughout the day, you know, we're no longer using chalk in most of our schools, although that's a whole other issue to talk about, but we're replacing those type of chemicals. We went into the chemistry labs and looked at what old chemicals have we still hung on to from the 1960s and 70s that we thought we would use one day, and at the time we didn't know that they were toxic. We've removed all of the chemicals that are not safe for our students and staff from the chemistry labs. So those were just a few of the initiatives. Then we looked at our custodial staff who are exposed to a lot of toxic chemicals every single day, and what can we do to help that staff and ultimately the rest of our staff and our students who are exposed to those chemicals. And so we started last year with just a few green cleaning products, and Mr. Brown will mention a couple of those to you in a moment, just to see the impact of changing from those toxic chemicals that we have to the new ones. And the new chemicals, already from the air quality testing that we did just recently, thanks to Highmark and the $10,000 check we're about to receive, the air quality testing showed a very positive result in terms of using green materials. So we did that after our summer cleaning, when a lot of chemicals are used. And we'll do another test right after we get into the winter season, where everything is closed up and you don't have the airflow, to look at again the impact of the green chemicals on air quality. So that, in addition to replacing all of our diesel-powered school buses with propane-powered school buses, we've tried to look at every single possible thing that we could do inexpensively, and then those that we could fund through, thank goodness, the foundation, to be able to help our staff and our students. So that's the initiative here at Gateway School District, and again, so grateful to the foundation for considering this and helping us out.
Mr. Brown, if you would like to explain some of the chemicals up there and the chemicals versus the new and friendlier green agents there.
Sure. Well, when I actually arrived here, not much longer than a year ago, we had a lot of old, nasty chemicals, very harsh, non-friendly to the environment type chemicals in our warehouse, along with Dr. Zetty's brainchild of let's move to the green side, we started to eliminate a lot of these. Very strong industrial cleaners. We switched to some Spartan products, which are all Green Seal approved. Hand soaps, which actually just went into effect within the last 2 weeks in all the buildings for everybody out there. We've eliminated everything to date that we can. As there's more products that come available, we're going to keep moving that direction. We were stripping floors with a very harsh chemical, the wax, every summer, which is just not good for anybody. Now we use scrubbing pads and just water, which the new products help us do that without harming anybody or anything. So that's where we are with this. We just, every time we have the opportunity to move to the greener side is where we're heading right now. We don't have a whole lot of this side of the table around anymore. So we're hoping to eliminate every little thing when they come out with some new products. But for right now, we're probably 98% to that side. So.
For the media representatives, does anybody have any questions for either Dr. Zetty, Ms. Cook, or to Mr. Brown on what we're doing with this or how this is working?
Can I say just a couple things?
Sure.
Just one of the most important things, first of all, we're very proud of Gateway School District for taking on this initiative. It is a huge undertaking for any school district to be engaged in creating a healthy physical environment for a school. And one of the things that the Highmark Foundation is so proud of is the fact that they're doing it as a district. Through our grant process of creating a healthy school environment, physical and environmental health is one of the key areas, 4 areas by which schools can apply for, in addition to healthy eating, physical activity, child injury prevention, and bullying prevention. So when I heard, when you submitted your application in for a breathe of cleaner air, a greener air, I should say, a breath of green air, that when you were attacking it and doing it as a district, we were very proud about that because we encourage public schools to do it as a district. When you apply to the Highmark Foundation, we want to make sure that it's not just happening in one building, it's happening in all of your buildings so that everyone can benefit from cleaner products, or if you're doing something else around physical and environmental health. And I also wanted to just take a moment to kind of thank the Women for a Healthy Environment organization. They've been a partner with the Highmark Foundation for a long time, and we've been connecting with them on a variety of issues. They are the ones who helped us to shape our grant application to have information there so that schools can use it as a resource when they're considering applying for physical and environmental health. So I wanted to thank them. And I know that our board of directors was just tickled pink. I should say tickled green. They were tickled green when we shared with them that you all have taken this on as a school district, and we're just so proud of the fact that you all are engaging in this. I was in DC last week, and one of the things that I was promoting, thanks through the encouragement of Women for a Healthy Environment with legislators, is this idea of making all schools become green schools. And so there seems to be some excitement about that. So I'm hoping that that will yield itself over the next couple of years, which will probably take a couple of years, over the next couple of years, that all schools in Pennsylvania will become green schools, and that Gateway was the impetus for that, or at least the encourager for that. And so I'm very grateful to them for their support. I'm grateful that they applied through our grant application process. I'm glad that they think $10,000 will go a very long way. It'll get a start. You can apply again next year. But I did want to also share that when we started down this road around physical and environmental health last year, there were about 10 schools throughout the state that applied, and we awarded probably about $45,000, $48,000 to those schools. This year we had about 11 or 12 schools totaling about $60,000. So we see it growing. a little bit, and we're really proud of the fact that schools are taking this very seriously. They're looking at their school data and their health data to see where they can make changes, and so that's really important to Highmark Foundation because our work is rooted in improving the health, well-being, and quality of life of individuals and communities, and it's just that simple. Sometimes it's just taking some very basic steps as getting started with something and cleaning out there and having, people in the school that are real advocates for clean building materials and those kinds of things. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your staff taking this on as well and making the change, and we really do appreciate it.
Thank you, and I will have to share with you an email I received from a staff member after we started this initiative. It's a building secretary who has asthma, and although not everyone was excited about having to clean things out, throw things away, and make some changes and adjustments, she was very grateful because she has asthma, and to be able to understand that her employer really recognized this would actually help her be a more productive employee, but also be healthier. It was heart-touching. So thank you so much
So welcome.
for this.
So welcome.